Once again, there's going to be the Farmers Market September 27th, 6th through 10 p.m. Or wait, is September 27th already going to... All right, cut that. The Farmers Market will have already happened by the time we release it. Hello guys, welcome to the City of Socorro podcast. I'm your host this evening, David Koshkin, and we have quite a few things to go over tonight. But first, I would like to thank the City of Socorro for bringing this show to you tonight. So, we have a couple of things to go over tonight. We're going to be going over 49ers. We're going to be going over some events in Socorro, including the Farmers Market, the New Mexico Chili Festival, as well as Socorro Fest. And finally, we're going to be going to our interview with Mark Martin, the owner of RJ's Chicken, for this week's Townie interview. So, let's get started. So the first topic we're going to talk about is 49ers. It's kind of like the homecoming for New Mexico Tech, and a bunch of alumni come down. There's a lot of really cool events that are going to be happening for 49ers. For example, the M Mountain Run, which everybody knows about, where New Mexico Tech, all the students and faculty and a bunch of people, we all race up the mountain. We all run up with bags of lime, and we actually keep on remaking the big M at the top of the mountain right over there. Maybe we'll be able to bring you guys like a POV video of that this year. Who knows? Some of the cool events that are going to be happening are the Tech Trivia, Comedy Night, and of course the parade. There's a lot of events. Those can all be found at one of the links in the descriptions for the 49ers events. I'm really excited to announce that for 49ers, K-Tech is also going to be running its own event in collaboration, of course, with the CAP and New Mexico Tech and Alumni Relations. It's called Story Slam. It's going to be at the Capitol Bar, but if you're under 21, you can also come as well. And what the event is going to be is it's going to be an event where alumni and students all compete for the best story that they can tell about New Mexico Tech. And it's going to be a full live production. So it's going to be a big event. There's going to be lots of people there, and there's going to be lots of food, drinks, and it's a fundraising event for K-Tech as well as for other students here on campus to fund trips, to go to conferences and things like that. For the past 3 years, the alumni have won the Story Slam, but this year, current students of New Mexico Tech are really encouraged to participate and to win competition this year. The way the competition is going to work is after each story, people are going to vote on their favorite story, mostly alumni, based on dollars. So the story that has the most votes in terms of dollars, aka raising money, that's the story that wins. So make sure to either tune in for the New Mexico Tech Story Slam. We'll have our fundraising link below in that video. Or even better, if you come to the event live and participate, come down, listen to some stories, tell some of your own stories. It's going to be great. Next, a few quick events going on in Socorro. Coming up in Socorro is the New Mexico Chili Festival, which is going to be October 14th. There's going to be a taste-off starting at noon. And finally, we have Socorro Fest, which is going to be October 10th through 11th. We'll give more reminders as well, and there's going to be evening events and day events. There's going to be music, food. It's co-sponsored by New Mexico Tech as well as the City of Socorro. There's going to be live music at the CAP, and there's also going to be live music at Box Canyon Brewery. The headliner is going to be the Dreamboats, so look forward to that. There's going to be art vendors, food trucks, and you can buy a $35 bundle that includes a t-shirt, a commemorative glass, and entry to the Spirit Tents. So make sure to look out for that. Without further ado, we're going to cut now to our interview with Mark Martin, the owner of RJ's Chicken. He's starting to stand out here in the local Socorro community. So please enjoy that. Make sure to like and subscribe. Once again, thank you to the City of Socorro for bringing this production to you. Take it away, future David. Welcome, guys, to the City of Socorro podcast. Today, we're joined with our guest, Mark Martin.
Hello, everybody. Name's Mark Martin, owner of RJ's at Baca House.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about RJ's. So everyone remembers the old RJ's place.
Yeah.
So what happened to it, and why'd you guys move?
Well, numbers don't lie. as much as I wanted to stay where I was, the numbers just weren't doing what I needed to do. So I decided to close up on May 31st of 2025 this year. Always with the hopes of opening up again, just not sure where that was going to be. Somebody from the mayor's office reached out to the property owner of Vaca, and that's how I ended up there.
Awesome. Okay. And so how's business been there?
So far, so good. Even on a slow day has been pretty good. I can only anticipate that it'll get better.
Okay. And so what kind of inspired you to open a restaurant? And also, this might be a stupid question. I hope it's not something obvious that I'm missing, but what does RJ's stand for? Or does it stand for something?
It does stand for something. So we'll go on the RJ's.
Okay.
When I was deciding on opening up a restaurant, I was sitting with my friend. We were in Costa Rica, getting ready to take our shuttle back to the airport, and I was bouncing names off of him. I was like, try this, and he was like, no, this, and then he said, well, you should make it a homey name. You should use Sutherland's Chicken. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And his luggage bag was sitting. He's in front of me, and we're looking at each other, and his bag is sitting there, and his American Airlines Elite thing was hanging there, and it said his name, and then it said RJ in parentheses. And I said, okay, I know I'm gonna name it. He says, what are you gonna name it? So I'm gonna name it RJ's. He says, what? I said, yep, the name's right there. I'm gonna name it RJ's. He's like, no, you shouldn't name it that. My brother does marketing, and that doesn't sound right. I said, RJ's rolls off the tongue. It's my business. I'm calling it RJ's. So that's where we got RJ's from.
So there's no like specific word that J stands for. Just RJ's.
It's my buddy's initials.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
What was the first part of your question again?
The first part was like, what inspired you? Like, why'd you open a restaurant?
Boy, there's one thing I always told myself I would never do, and it was open a restaurant. I started working at McDonald's at 14. I went from McDonald's to Burger King, and it's kind of where my path went. Before I came here to Socorro, I was a district manager for a Burger King franchise on the Navajo Nation. And I did that for, I don't know, almost 10 years working for that particular company. So we're doing that, you got HR, you got vendors, you got employees, you got everything to do with a business. The last thing I wanted to do was have a business. I was like, I don't want to do it. I want nothing to do with the business. Not going to do it. And then when I was working for Socorro Consolidated Schools, a couple of teachers let them try some of the food, and they were some chicken, and they're like, this is what Socorro needs. It needs a chicken restaurant. I'm not going to do a restaurant. Then I had a mechanic working on my car, and he was putting a new radiator in, and he puts his hands on the hood, and he's like, I wouldn't be so GD mad if there was somewhere to get chicken in this place. So that kind of hit me. And then one day I was going down the aisle at Walmart, and I heard a lady talking on her phone. She says, well, I got this, but I'm going to go all the way up to Las Lunas. I'll go to KFC, and I'll come back. People driving all the way to Las Lunas to get chicken. Teacher said my food is good. All right, fine. We'll give it a shot. So that's what made me do it.
Do you ever go get the competitors' products to see how you can compare it to them?
I did. When I went down this path of chicken strips, like I said, my background is like burgers.
Right.
Burgers, fries, whatever.
You're a burger man.
Yeah, I'm a burger man. I'll never chicken. So I tried the Raising Cane's. I tried that before I opened. I tried it. I tried it just to try it, not even thinking about the restaurant I was before. And then I did the restaurant. And then my son's birthday, we were in Albuquerque. So wherever you want to go eat, we'll go eat. This kid says, let's go to Raising Cane's. After I've already opened a restaurant. So, man, this is... So I take them. And I order the food. And I eat it. I'm like, this doesn't have anything on mine. Why is this drive-thru wrapped all the way around?
You should get a drive-thru.
That's the goal. That's the goal. My ultimate goal with the RJ's brand, how it was on California, is 220 restaurants. That's my goal. I come from a quick service background, so that's more of my niche. The Baca House wasn't really my niche, but I've managed, and whatever situation you throw at me, I'm going to be able to figure it out. So when I went into Baca House, looked at the equipment that was there, looked at the facility. Okay, I don't do ribs, but the equipment's here. Okay, I'm going to do ribs. I don't do pizzas. Pizza equipment's here. I guess I'm doing pizza. So that's how that kind of merged there. But my goal would be 220 restaurants, quick service.
Damn.
With RJ's, just the chicken strips, fries, the catfish, the shrimp that I had, fries, coleslaw, and make it quick.
Yeah. Is that mostly for New Mexico you would want to start, or do you want to open, do you have anywhere else you're tied to that you want to open?
No, I'm not tied to anywhere. I love Costa Rica, so I would have to have an international RJ's.
International.
I would have to have one because I love Costa Rica so much. No, there's not really anywhere else. I wouldn't do California.
Because I know you also work for Chartwell's. What's the deal with, what's the schools? Because, an idea I had was if you could open an RJ's at New Mexico Tech, because, other colleges like UNM, they have, Subway, they have a bunch of restaurants on campus. So what's the deal with,
I believe, and don't quote me, but I believe that there's an exclusive contract with Chartwell's and New Mexico Tech that doesn't allow any other food vendors on campus, period. Now, when you go to other campuses, yes, you see all those brands, but they're franchised from, a large company like Aramar or Chartwell's or any of those large food service management companies.
Yeah.
So they have the brand, but they're the franchisee of the brand.
So would it be possible to have Chartwell's be a franchisee of RJ's?
Anything's possible, but I doubt that company would do it.
Because, I definitely, can relate to, other people on campus, too, about wanting more options for where to eat, And is Fire and Ice a franchisee or a franchise as well, or is Fire and Ice just another name that Chartwell's gave?
So that's just their coffee shop, and they just slap the name on it.
Okay, I see. Cool. Let's see what else. This is another big thing. Do you have anything any promotional plans for 49ers? Because that's going to be a big event, and you should have some promotional stuff. There's going to be a lot of big events at the Cap, so that's going to be a lot of foot traffic.
I planned on handing out some flyers and stuff, handing out flyers in the plaza. I'm not sure. I have to go look at the numbers because numbers don't lie.
Right.
Look at my numbers and see what they say. Can I do it 10%, or can I do a free this, or can I do a buy one, get one? So I'll look at the numbers before I do any print, but I do plan on at least handing out flyers to let people know that we're there.
Have you ever done any McDonald's, or they have specialty meals for certain events? Will we ever see an RJ's 49er meal or something like that?
It's funny you say that because I've got about 15 menus with different specialty things that are really not on my RJ's chicken side, more of kind of like that middle to high tier plates, because I'm thinking about Valentine's Day. I'm like, okay, well, for Valentine's Day, we'll do white tablecloths, we'll set the tables, we'll plate it, we'll serve it at the table. I'll dial up maybe 3 different dishes. People will have to RSVP for those items. That way I know how much to make of everything, and then serve it. So that day, RJ's, he'll be on vacation. We'll kind of change the venue a little bit. We'll have the wine, and we'll make it real nice, not wine, champagne, for Valentine's Day. Just add something else here in Socorro for people to go to, and I think the patio just kind of takes it to another level.
Right.
I can put the heaters out there and stuff
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then another thing is, can you kind of give an update to, I heard that there used to be a rule where people on campus, clubs, they could only do Chartwell's catering for their events. But I heard that got overturned.
I am not 100% sure. I believe that, don't quote me, but I believe that if it's university funds, it has to go through Chartwell's.
Okay.
I'm not sure on the clubs. If it's university funds, then I'm sure the same rule applies.
Right, because I was gonna say, like, if you guys do catering stuff like that, is that a possible?
I did something for I don't know if you heard of Scope. That's
Scope. Yeah.
Scope,
We're gonna have them on here soon.
She came in and said, "Hey, you know, we really love your chicken. We were so happy you're back.
Mm-hmm.
But your hours, you're only open from 4 to 10, and we have lunch meetings, so we really want your chicken." I said, "Okay, when is your meeting?" She said, "It's Thursday." This was a Tuesday. I said, "Oh, shoot. Okay, we'll do it." So we took her order on Tuesday. I had somebody go in early on Thursday, just prepare her food. They prepared it, closed, and went home. So I would love to do catering for events, but here on Tech is probably nearly impossible.
Okay, I personally disagree with not disagree with like what the rules are, but like how do we overturn that? I feel like that's ridiculous to be like there can only be fire and ice. Like that just seems ridiculous. Like who makes those rules? How long does the contract last? Who could I talk to?
Boy, you put me in a tough spot because I work for Chartwell's. I don't know.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I think it'd be, I'm not sure who would be. I don't know where students voice their opinions, to be honest. I wouldn't know.
Okay. Because it's like, I'm guessing the reason the school has this contract is because Chartwell's will make it supposedly cheaper for student meals, right? Because like, what other reason would they do that? There's a lot more. And I gotta tread on thin ice, but I'll give you an example of when I was a child nutrition director for Socorro Consolidated Schools. You have companies that come in and they bid and they say, "Hey, you know what? We'll feed all your students for X amount of dollars." There's kind of in K-12 there's some different there's called cost reimbursable meals, and then there's fixed meal rates. So cost reimbursable means I'm going to manage all of your food for you, and we're going to send you a check at the end of the month for food, labor, and insurance and all that other stuff. Right.
Then there's another one that's called fixed meal rate. So fixed meal rate is we come to an agreement that you're only going to pay $50,000 a month to feed your kids, period. So it's on me to make sure that I only spend $50,000. So I'm going to try to cut corners to make so I don't go over the 50 because it's going to be on me. So you get these contracts, depending on how the contract is. Sometimes like in K-12, the company will come in and say, "Hey, you know what? We're going to do food service for you, and we're going to give you a rebate of $100,000 every year for the life of this contract." So then some schools will say, "Okay, shoot, $100,000, man, we could use that. We're going to make $500,000 in 5 years. Great." And then they sign up. So just depending on how the contract is. But K-12 is completely different from higher ed.
So higher ed. So is higher ed like the cost per meal, or like the $50,000 to produce all of that, or is it completely different from both of those?
It's completely different.
Alrighty. Okay. Well. Damn. Okay. Have you also thought about doing some sort of like pre-made meals with RJ's, where it could be like in Walmart or something like that in the freezer aisle? Or are you kind of against, or you want it to be fresh?
I want it to be fresh. I think that would be a nice email to get from some corporation that says, hey, we want to package your food. That would be absolutely wonderful. I've had a lot of people come in and say, please sell me your sauce by the bottle. Please, please, So I've thought about that. There's a company that's in Albuquerque that will do sauces and some, because I make the RJ's regular, the RJ's hot, the RJ's fire, the RJ's honey mustard, and now there's an RJ's barbecue.
Are all those recipes like secret?
They're all right here. And I kind of forgot when I was on this break between California Street and Baca. I started making it, and then my wife came and she says, it doesn't look right. I was like, you sure? She says, it doesn't look right. Yeah, it doesn't taste right. So I dumped the whole batch, and I said, no one talk to me, leave me alone. And then I did it again, and I got it right, and then I haven't messed up since. So that was on the RJ's fire sauce. Then the coleslaw is a recipe of mine. Now I have ribs. So the ribs, the dry rub, that's another recipe. And then I have 3 barbecue sauces for that. So that's another recipe. I have a regular barbecue, and then I have a chipotle barbecue, and then I have a Hatch green chili barbecue for the ribs.
Damn.
And then on that sauce, you can get a pulled pork sandwich or a pulled chicken sandwich and get those flavor of barbecue on those two.
That would be so sick if we could buy RJ's sauces. I would buy that.
Well, I'm looking into it. That company in Albuquerque, I think they said the minimum order is 250 gallons.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm quite there of selling 250 gallons of sauce. But that's going to be a nice problem to have that, to be able to sell that much.
Yeah, wow. Like, does the company, do they just like produce the bottles, or do they also distribute them out?
So they will produce the product and they will bottle it.
Okay. So it'd be up to you to like talk to Walmart or whoever.
Yeah,
sell
go
it.
and get someone to buy it. Yeah.
I see.
But the issue with my sauce and what, like even my chicken and my sauce that I pride myself is I don't have any. There's no preservatives in it. It's the seasonings. It's the other couple items that are in there, and that's it. There isn't, what is it, THBQ crap or whatever. I don't have any preservatives in there.
You know what we should do? This would actually be so sick. We should bring you on again, but we should bring all your menu items and we can eat them, and you can walk us through each menu item. Okay. And we'll.
You gonna be able to eat that much?
We'll do like a bite or two of each thing. Lauren, would you do that?
Yes.
All right.
That would be. How many menu items are at the Baca House?
So we got the strips, we have the fries, we have the catfish. I got to put the shrimp back on. Then we have the wood fire pizzas. We have Supreme, the margarita, vegetable, pepperoni. Then we have, hopefully we'll have the desserts from Shamrock by then. We'll have the desserts. Then we have the ribs with the 3 different sauces.
I'm excited for the ribs.
Then we have the pulled pork sandwich, a pulled chicken sandwich. And what am I missing?
The chicken wings?
Yes.
I had the wings. That's what
Then there's the wings. Then there's the warrior wings that I have. The warrior wings take a lot. There's it's breaded completely different seasoning in that breading. And then it has a onion, green onion, yellow onion, garlic, crushed red peppers, garnish that goes on top of the wing.
Okay.
They're good. My wife loves them.
That would be. Have you seen like? Are you on YouTube? Do you watch YouTube?
No.
Okay, there's these videos. There's this guy on YouTube named Keith from the Try Guys, and they make these videos where they'll go to like KFC, and the video is titled "Keith Eats Everything at KFC." I feel like we could do something sick like that with the RJs.
I'll bring it in. I'll cook it and bring it in.
That would be so cool.
I'm not eating the fire sauce though.
How? Do you know, like, okay, how spicy is the fire sauce in terms of Kelvin? Have you had it evaluated like that?
This is new to me. What's this?
Or wait, not Kelvin. Sorry, I have too much chemistry in my head. Is it Kelvin? Wait, Lauren, can you? Or I can look at it. Scoville. Sorry. Kelvin is from like chemistry, physics stuff. Scoville, the Scoville units. You know what that is?
No.
Okay, there's like different peppers are like rated for different like spicinesses, right? So like jalapeno, that's near the lower end. It's like 9,000 Scoville. And then you have like a ghost pepper, it's like 800,000. Then you have like Carolina Reaper, it's like 3 million, something crazy like that. You should get your sauce evaluated. You can put it on the label.
Well, you tell me where I'm gonna send it. I'll send it.
Maybe
be
that could be a
interesting.
cool chemistry project, right? I know Dr. Altig's always looking for stuff like that. But. Well, alrighty. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me on.
K-Tech supports RJ's Chicken. Is it going through? Yeah, turn it up a bit. There you go. We have a live audience. Yep. Okay, anyway. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
and
you.
hopefully we'll see you on next time.
All right, with food.
With food. All right. See you guys.